The main signs of a womanizer man. In this video, we will talk about the signs that indicate a womanizer is nearby. So, let's get started. Who is a womanizer? A womanizer is often a well-mannered man with natural magnetism. He easily wins women's hearts and often ends up with the best and most beautiful women. However, the problem is that the womanizer man is not inclined towards long-term relationships. He seeks quick conquest and desires many victories in the moment. So, the first sign of a womanizer man is that everything in your relationships happens very quickly. It feels like everything is in fast forward. Everything is very, very fast. There is little courtship. That is, they are beautiful, but there are very few of them. He tells you what you want to hear. And he is not interested in relationships. That is why he quickly starts to push you towards intimacy, showing such excessive assertiveness. And this assertiveness should raise your concerns, because when a man is focused on a long-term relationship, on the future, when he meets his woman, he actually does not want to rush everything. He enjoys communication, enjoys dating, enjoys everything that happens, but the womanizer man does not need any of it. He knows the right words to get what he wants. This is what a womanizer needs. Furthermore, he is very communicative and charming. They will find a common language with everyone. With the waitress in the restaurant, with the salesperson in the store, with your acquaintance, friend, mom. In other words, no matter who he meets, he charms any woman. He is courteous to everyone equally. At some point, a woman may feel that this is just his nature. It really is such a nature, the nature of a womanizer. He knows how to attract women, and he takes advantage of it everywhere. Furthermore, he does not let you into his personal life. That is, he may talk about himself, how wonderful he is, what he can do, but he does not tell you about his family, his childhood, or the things that people share with each other when they are inclined towards a long-term relationship. He will not let you into his personal experiences, and he will not consult you on any matters. He is not interested in your opinion. That's all there is to it. He will throw some dust in your eyes, seem wonderful to you, talk about his virtues, and nothing more. Moving on. He can talk for hours about his virtues, and this is really true. He can talk about how, well, he shoots a bow. He can, for example, run long distances. He excels at this and that better than anyone else, and so on. In other words, he is simply wonderful in his stories. He is better than the others. He excels at everything more than anyone else. And while talking to you, he will enchant you with his successes. And at some point, you may even feel like an outsider that is unnecessary around his such beauty. He seems to be in love with himself, and he meets himself that way. This is again an indication that you are dealing with womanizers. Furthermore, if you find yourself falling in love with him within the first minutes of meeting, you should be cautious. If you suddenly feel as though you are already in love with this man right after your first introduction, be wary, as it may indicate something concerning. Why did you succumb to the influence of this man so quickly? Why do you not have any other thoughts? It seems you are ready to hand yourself over almost from the first minutes of your acquaintance. This should raise concerns for you. Moving on. He gives a lot of compliments. He tells you what you may have always wanted to hear from a man, but have never heard before. A womanizer man easily reads what a woman wants to hear. It is precisely the womanizers who know how to say beautiful words. Because ordinary men, that is, non-womanizers, are not trained in this skill and art. That is why they are often stingy with the word but, and take certain actions for women. And the womanizer man will tell you beautiful words. He will give you the compliments you have always wanted to hear. Perhaps at some point you will feel exactly how you have always wanted to feel when you are with him. But don't be deceived in this regard. The man tells you what you want to hear, not what he feels and not what he thinks. Furthermore, there are many emojis in the messages. Again, the womanizer knows what a woman needs. And that is why there will be many emojis, hearts, little kisses, and so on in the messages. This is all very important for a woman. Women often send messages with emojis that express how they feel. The man is not a womanizer. He doesn't think about the emojis, meaning he sends some kind of message, for example. But if you see a bunch of emojis and think that he is already so in love with you, then no. It's just a means to achieve his goals. Furthermore, he doesn't make plans. And he avoids it in every way. When you ask when we will see each other next, he dodges the question, saying he doesn't know when, because a man who is not a womanizer, when he meets his woman, starts to make plans himself. He is already saying that on our next date we will go here, and in 2 months we will get married. Well, I'm speaking figuratively. That is, there are plans. A womanizer, on the other hand, courts beautifully but makes no plans. Even while on a date with him today, you don't know if there will be a next date. But you have succumbed to his courtship so much, and he has charmed you so well, that you are ready to allow, let's say, such uncertainty. And this only indicates that a womanizer is nearby. Next, he forgets what you have told him about yourself. And this is a very important point. If you are unsure whether he is a womanizer or not, share something about yourself, a story, or your preferences, or any other tastes. A womanizer never really listens. He pretends to listen. At the moment you are telling him something, he might be thinking about what he needs, what he wants next, or he could already be thinking about another woman. That is why when you share something about yourself, since he is not invested in the woman, he does not need to build a long-term relationship with her, and he will not serve you. Therefore, if you want to find out whether you are dealing with a womanizer or not, tell him some story, or share your tastes, and then ask him about it a couple of days later. He won't remember, because that information is not important or interesting to him. If a man is genuinely interested in a woman and is not a womanizer, he is focused on the relationship. He remembers the smallest details because everything about her is interesting and important to him. Moving on. He suddenly disappears and reappears. Especially, he may suddenly vanish after he has gotten what he wanted. That is, after an intimate evening, after an intimate meeting, he disappears for a while and can also suddenly reappear when he needs to. That is, he already believes that he can use this woman whenever he needs to. In other words, if your relationship is like this, do not deceive yourself with illusions and hopes. You are dealing with a womanizer who is skillfully taking advantage of you. And the last sign is the ease with which he pays attention to other women. That is, if you go to a cafe and your companion compliments all the women around. When the waitress approaches, he immediately tells her how wonderful she looks. You meet your friend, and he says how beautiful her smile is, and so on. This is always unpleasant for a woman, but a womanizer doesn't know any other way. He's used to it, to charm women around him. If a man behaves this way towards you, it means he is not serious about a relationship with you. He is a classic womanizer, and it is up to you to decide whether to stay in this relationship for a while longer or to end it to avoid tormenting yourself. That's all for this video. I was Alisa Wadomska. I hope for your likes and subscriptions. Write in the comments what you would like to discuss in my new videos. Don't forget to hit the bell icon, and goodbye everyone.